Ooh, we are back, and we are continuing Case 1 of Spirit of Justice, where we're cross-examining Andistan'dhin, the Jesus-looking fellow who's a 60s guitar player.
His name is Pees'lubn in understanding.
Yeah.
And he definitely looks like a foreigner to this country, but he's a monk, right?
Right.
What I saw, baby, he sounds like early Kyler.
Yeah, and I love that he says, "What I saw, baby." What I saw, baby. All right, let's see what he has to say, because we know he's the murderer. Dance of devotion to go back to my chamber. I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear. If anyone to the treasure room goes near. He was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Roll, only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. He's going to have a very interesting meltdown.
I believe you are correct.
Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Andistan'dhin? What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness, then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job. You feel me? The breakers are in the first floor hallway in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harshed my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man. There was poor Mr. Roll, dead as a doornail. In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Andistan'dhin's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion? Hey, I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was. Would you like some proof? How's this, a photo of that morning's dance of devotion taken by a tourist?
The patrol guy.
Yeah. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Andistan'dhin's domelin now. Payne's right, there's Mr. Roll on duty. So wait, never underestimate the incredible pain. Okay, so that's Mr. Roll in that photo.
It's supposed to be like Patrol is his name. Patrol.
Oh!
Patrol.
Patrol. Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, so in addition to Rafia's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? That's interesting. Does that mean that he just had a dead body sitting there, or what? As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught Albie better, man. For her holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk Andistan'dhin. I didn't kill Mr. Roll. so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. Her holiness is magnanimous, son. Confess your guilt. She'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great Pees'lubn, Andistan'dhin? I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but you know, there's something about that name I can't put my finger on. What's so funny about Pees'lubn, Andistan'dhin? You had a question for me, brother? You were playing something during the Dance of Devotion, weren't you? You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here, this Domelin. In offering to Her Holiness, I play the music and the singers sing the Song of Ceremony. Mr. Andistan'dhin's playing is the best in the kingdom. It must please Her Holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Andistan'dhin? For the Holy Mother, I keep on truckin'. This Domelin still needs some pluckin'. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? Temple Treasure. Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah, man, no sweat. My chamber is on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Andistan'dhin's chamber. Give Pees'lubn a chance. Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside. Temple is a groovy old building, built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin. And that's how Mr. Andistan'dhin could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection. Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. Albie was the only one. How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps? Albie is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own two eyes. You saw him? The treasure room. This you could believe. My peepers peep the sneaky sneak Albie. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would.
Oh my god. It's like cheese plastic.
When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window, I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Should I have to add this statement to his testimony? Sure thing. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Andistan'dhin? You got it, brother. Through the window I did spy little Albie with my own eye. Whoops. Hold it! Through the window, you say? That's right, brother. There's a courtyard outside the window of my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway to the treasure room, man. Judging from the diagram, I guess that's plausible. A view of the courtyard from your chamber. How nice that must be. I bet it's beautiful at this time of the year, what with Khura'in butterflies flitting about. You know it, Pops. I often look out into the courtyard while playing my gamelan. And it goes a little something like this. Fort Blackwood, one other than roll, only I'll be to the treasury which roll. How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Whoa, man, you lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They make such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, you dig? Yes, that makes sense. And all of that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. It's all that I see. Truth is all. It's everything. Words of wisdom, words of truth. Baby tooth, forsooth, phone booth. Wow. Let's thanks to Mr. Andistan'dhin. Let's bring an end to defense grandstanding. You're not stopping me until my client goes free. Wait a minute. Why am I right on. Even the lawyers joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe of my far-out rhythm. I refuse to let him run this show. I think I found the flaw I've been looking for. Andistan'dhin was in the chamber on the second floor, but there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. Oh, okay. So let's take a look at that. Andistan'dhin's chamber. There should have been something blocking his view. I can see. I mean, that's not his chamber.
Objection!
I'm stupid. I used the map. In the name of the Holy Mother, I give you a penalty. So it is this. We know it's this.
Something's wrong.
Yes.
Something's wrong. You open
Yeah, let me just
How did you reach
I showed the map. Andistan'dhin was in his chamber on the second floor, but there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. So
Is it that itself?
the thing is, it's in the back of the treasure room, right?
Well, it's at the top of the stairs, isn't it? But it should have been on the floor.
Yeah. That's not his chamber. That's the performance hall. He was in the chamber at the time.
Oh, isn't there like a window there and then there's two more windows? What is the...
That's a storeroom. That must just be like a hallway. And I'm thinking those two things are like double doors. But we don't have like a double door photo.
What is the picture of the lying on the ground?
Objection!
No, the only thing odd I find here is your objection. I hope this will help you change your ways. Very strange that we're kind of stuck on this. I think... consult. Might have to do that. Alright, I could really use a partner to consult with right about now. Hey, you seem to be having a hard time. Can't do anything without your little friends. I feel bad for your poor subordinates, having to always pick up your slack and all. Pick up my... I'll show him. Get your head back in it, Phoenix. You can do this. If I think back on everything I've heard, yes, that one statement is definitely official. Yeah, it's definitely this one. We know that. Let me save. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this.
Is it where she's dancing and he's playing because he would have still been playing if the music was done?
I mean, that's the thing I'm not getting, is...
Objection!
Nope. I did! You didn't see me save? Wow. You didn't hear me say I'm gonna save? You were staring at the screen when I was doing it, though.
I was thinking of...
Objection!
Oh. Wow. Well. I don't understand.
What was blocking...
Hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance devotion. Oh my god, I'm stupid!
Objection!
You were looking for like a picture.
Yeah, there's something off about that, Mr. Andistan'dhin. My music is off? I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra, jazz soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Andistan'dhin, you've been lying to this court. Now, why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Truth and truth alone is all I see. Lying, y'all, nah, lying in my thing. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Andistan'dhin? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? What is with this case? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going into the treasure room through those shutters. Yeah. Looks like you didn't get the memo? No way. I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something, something, will, something for, something, something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Khura'inese, man. I usually get one of those other monks to read stuff for me, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? And that's what you thought, babe. So how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Khura'inism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you? Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teaching spoke to me, too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Khura'ism, but could Andistan'dhin have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer? Mr. Andistan'dhin, were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Andistan'dhin's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well, do you have a theory, defense? Do you know where Mr. Andistan'dhin was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down the hallway toward the treasure room, there are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going toward the treasure room. What then? The defense proposes this is the only place he could have been to see Albie go down that hall. In the hall, right?
Take that!
There, but you just suggested earlier that that's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Andistan'dhin could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Andistan'dhin of being the true culprit in this case? Yes! Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer.
Objection!
How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence's insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder? This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. That's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument. During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure. What? Well, what? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Andistan'dhin's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that not but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a... Enough with the nervous rec routine, prosecutor. What did he say to me? Such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake? You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that, Mr. Andistan'dhin? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. What on earth? That music, it's making my ears bleed. What the... This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. I'm the Twilight Messenger. Can't you tell? Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. You seem very amused by this, babe.
This is okay.
He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. Wow. And now for something completely different. That plinkety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's because you drove me to it. All sniffing around and suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise, and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise. Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do ya? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't ya? The screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. If only Clavier was the prosecutor. He'd be air guitaring this guy's real guitar. Oh my god, they all have their fists up. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper soul screaming truth. And there it is. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did wend. Death truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw patrol. After Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight, blacker than black is bad, robbing all sight. Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast, it's making my head spin. This is Domelin Metal. Hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I've got chills and they're multiplying. Hey, you scared, lawyer man? Run away, fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Andistan'dhin, what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Domelin away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right, that so would have happened. Now I see why the Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Khura'in? Yeah, you said it. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Now, are you punks ready to rock or what? I can't hear you. I said you ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time, the screaming truth of my soul. say you went to the music storeroom. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? That's right, I don't have any proof, and yet... Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran to the music storeroom, isn't that right? Why do I feel I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? This silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we need, a moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. I feel like we're not going to get anything from Pees'lubn on that.
Hold it!
This... How did Albie appear at the time? Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. You could tell, he was up to no good. Shady, I tell ya. What's that saying about people who live in glass houses? Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look further. The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around? What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Psst, wrong. Pees'lubn know the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ear, artist only sings what he saw there. In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for Godboy here. What did you see next, Mr. Andistan'dhin?
Hold it!
Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but... What do you mean by pound on the scent? What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics question without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning. I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, because, you know, Roll was a guard, and... Uh-oh, here we go. The inspiration came to me suddenly like a flash, and... That's okay, you don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. Hey, you're the one who asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Mr. Andistan'dhin, you're still on the stand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Domelin class. Fine, have it your way, geezer. The show must go on. Slash and chirp their ash.
Hold it!
What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? There, get the picture? Picture? What picture? Mr. Andistan'dhin is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over. Hey, geezer, you got it in one. Take a bow, baby. How the heck did he understand that? What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it?
Hold it!
Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that he discovered the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar, through and through, and I ain't never, ever gonna forgive you. Utter lies with no evidence. As always, his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. You've made your assertions clear, Defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. Heh heh heh. What's so funny, Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin? Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under the cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing, huh? Heh heh heh. It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right, even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, Defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it! I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen with no magic necessary. What? You have a theory, Defense? All I had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. What did the witness use to make the power outage happen? The breaker! Try about the storeroom.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying?
It glows in the dark.
Oh yeah! Ha ha ha. With the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim like the accused. I hate when he's right. But I can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide for the darkness. Something? That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard. Like, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either, but in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, Defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide? Yes. Yes, I can, because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, Defense. What could the victim have been holding? Glows in the dark.
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you can use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Defense? Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it. Then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Ha ha ha, better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man, while you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I better come up with a reason, no pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was a security guard, a devout boy. He was the thief? I never thought of that. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon, but I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, Defense, are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? Ha 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 ha, what kind of bully is spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense, and it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room, grabbed the box that contained the treasure, and started to take off with it. But then he ran to Albie on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. Haha. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer? That pious Khura'inist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh, proof, huh? Do I have any proof? I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft, and that might still have some trace evidence left on it. Okay, let's take a look. Something, let's see again. Something that would have been involved with the theft, and then might still have some trace evidence left on it. Well, the treasure box is open, and he has the only key, so maybe there's evidence on here we don't know about yet?
Take that!
Oh, no. Would you now? No need to scream because of the cat.
He bit me.
It's gotta be something that might still hold some trace of it being touched. And if the victim was the thief, what's something he would have touched? Just the box itself. You can always start from this scene, but I mean, here's the thing, it's like that thing has blood on it, but his hand has blood, and it's like maybe what proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? I think it's that.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine this treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might? You better hope you turn up something more definitive than that defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Barrel bailiff, bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Gotta make sure I remember how to do this. Rotate. Zoom. If I get too turned around, I can always reset. So this is where the Founder's Orb was, huh? I doubt there's any trace of the orb left here now. Although, I don't really know anything about the orb, so who knows? The lid of the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. I see sweating. Then why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key, so wouldn't it go to the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh? It won't open. Would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really, because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Oh, there it is. Ah, now that it's closed. That bloodstain, it shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really, let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Hey, Mr. Wright, where's your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? Should have seen this coming. Well, probably it's way bigger. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Oh, well, I know where the proof would be. Please submit your evidence.
Take that!
I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. What proofs of the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask?
Take that!
What I saw earlier. Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's patently... Ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. Now I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future, too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know what really was. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Yeah, he was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Oh, Mr. Roll. Now wait just 1 minute. If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it? If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon was something else. The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Andistan'dhin? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? Ha 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 ha. You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic, lawyer man. Drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man. Yo, you make me sick. You can disappear, just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, done in by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, hell doth beckon. Yeah. They all have their arms up. I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, your majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer. This guy, Andistan'dhin?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Given the laws in whatever place this is. This is it, the moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, your majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly, if I knew which one it was. What would somebody like Andistan'dhin use to bludgeon someone? I would say his guitar.
No, but that's also his baby.
Yeah. Please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used.
It's a different shape.
You know what? I think you're right. I think it's not the same one. Yeah, because that one's round, but this one's not.
Take that!
Oh, good eye, babe.
Sleep.
I know, you're half asleep! I see you going in and out and you saw that. What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility, but this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. That photo? How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah? And what's this something? This thing here is odd, to say the least.
Take that!
Mr. Andistan'dhin, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your gamelan was your one and only? Well, Mr. Andistan'dhin, what do you have to say to that? Hey, I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. Ha 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 ha. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Don Milan to this court as evidence. Too bad you're too late, I got rid of her yesterday. What? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby, ha ha. No! He's already destroyed the evidence. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Ha 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 ha. Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Andistan'dhin is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Arr. Heh heh heh, there's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Andistan'dhin of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Andistan'dhin's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Andistan'dhin has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. White, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with lèse majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty of sin, I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll, but what? Come on, people. Let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Exterminate. Annihilate. Exterminate. Annihilate. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Andistan'dhin's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it, he said. We know that Mr. Roll was the thief and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to...
It was already missing what was inside of it.
Oh! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like, Polunka, man. What you trying to say? Muttering, squealing to yourself. Sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off on your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand, understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it, he said. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why, then, did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge, he got to carry the box to the palace for New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it the box was empty. Ah, I see. I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. Yeah, but what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Andistan'dhin? My point is this. It gave Mr. Andistan'dhin a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Andistan'dhin, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred by Mr. Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Andistan'dhin? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Andistan'dhin holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Andistan'dhin, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claim? Ah! This is all bull. My noggin's a rage cage, and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor, Andistan'dhin, please calm yourself. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride, and now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Death to the lion lawyer. Time to break you, dude. Steal the Founder's orb? Me? I did it? This lion lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time, I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother. Easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Forced the box open, no key did he need. Lion lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims, or Mr. Andistan'dhin himself opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play and both of you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death. It all comes down to this. Mr. Wright... Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya together. It's a deal. I can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove that only Andistan'dhin could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. Alright, time to break him.
Hold it!
But the argument that the orb was already gone before the murder fits all the facts. It's no use even talking to you. Where's your proof that I stole the orb? Huh, lawyer trash? He's right, I don't have any proof yet, but I'll find some.
Hold it!
Your sacred duty, huh? The problem with that is that I don't think you really are a true believer. Why, you... How dare you question my faith? It's downright insulting. I'm not trying to insult you, but I can't suspend logic either. You wormed your way into the temple with the intent of stealing the treasure, didn't you? I've had all the insults I can take out of you, lawyer trash. But you're the only one who can open the treasure box. Just keep on arguing the same old lie. I sing the truth. Hear my battle cry.
Hold it!
The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it. Isn't that right? Now, come on. You just saw for yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh, yeah. Well, there's your proof right there. Score 1 for the metalhead. Look, the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box. How do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open up for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different key? A different way to open it. There's a different way to open the box. Huh? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. So you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you ever come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? I'll have you know, defense, the kingdom of Khura'in is not some sort of fantasy funland. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion, and yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. A little number about a crazy lawyer with wild, fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man. There ain't no other way. New verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Andistan'dhin.
Hold it!
Delusional, am I? Let's see about that. Wild ideas. That's called delusion. Mixed-up lawyer, drowning in confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for the sinner's flight of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's got to be some trick. Secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is the secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in... the box? The key. Let's go with the key. There's obviously some secret hidden in the key. I'd like to examine it if you please. Ha ha ha, you don't know when to quit, do you? Here, go ahead, examine it all you like. Nothing, I don't see a thing. Well, defense, what if you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now. I told you, didn't I tell you? Yes, you told me. There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation. That's right, he desecrated the box by opening it without using this Mitzvah key. Wait, what did he just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Only the minima key unlocks the treasure. Force it, and reap the Founder's displeasure. Yeah. For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony? Alright, now I know what to show. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Objection!
Yeah. Alright. Just a minute, Mr. Andistan'dhin. You just called the key the Mitima key, didn't you? But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Oh! His string broke! The Mitima key, what's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently it's a rather crucial question. What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing, so what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Right? But your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Andistan'dhin's reaction, I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitima key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. Nah, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. Oh, you're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer man. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out. What? Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it, because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's absolutely an important detail. Because the Mitima key is connected to the Founder's orb. I see, very well, in that case. Please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, defense? Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything, even if it's just a bluff. The Mitima key. Mitima. There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitima and the orb together. Let's see. So, we're trying to tie the word Mitima to the orb. Let me see. And the butterfly embraces the Mitima, the favor of the orb is restored. Yeah, there we go. It's the song. Alright, I want to see this guy's breakdown. Yes. Alright. Eat it! What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure of the founder of Khura'in, but hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Oh, Holy Mother. But how can that be, defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitima, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitima here refers to the Mitima key. Well, yes, it's the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatana design to it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. And I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first flip it horizontal. Let me see. You have to first flip the key horizontally. Flip it horizontally, and what good would that do exactly? It would turn the Magatama key into the Amatag... But haven't you been trying to argue that it's the Mitama key? Oh, that's right. My apologies, Your Majesty. Please disregard all of that. What you really have to do is flip it vertically. If you turn the Magatama shape upside down like this... it becomes the Khura'in symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. Oh yeah, it's right there behind him. But now what? What would you do with it? It's too big to fit into the lock that way. Oh, I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade after all. There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitama key actually be used? I guess wherever there's a butterfly.
Oh, it's there. See?
Oh my god, you're right!
Got it!
Ha! My goodness, the treasure box had really opened. No way, man. What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled in trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. Then what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin. Ah! But I'm not done yet! Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. O's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so there can only be one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Andistan'dhin. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Alright, what's your meltdown, boy? Yeah. Hi, ya, gar, huh? Cuckoo, cuckoo. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? Why'd I have to spot him with that box on my way to the storeroom after the morning dance? It's his fault I had to cause that blackout. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me. I had to stop him. It's all his fault, huh? Jerk. What a shocking development. And I scarcely can believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the ZC Act was enacted 23 years ago. No, my perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No! Oh, what's gonna happen to your hair, boy? Man, I knew it! He had less hair in America or wherever the heck the real game takes place. Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way, this can't be happening. Peace, I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused. I'll be your guide. This is... Oh, look how happy he is. See? I like how this guy tried to blame the victim for the murder. There's quite the commotion. The people from the gallery show no sign of clearing out. I can't believe it. Not guilty. I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. This can't be happening. It's impossible. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us. I've never been in the defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright? Oh, I'll be. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. Oh. I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did they ever get to this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least I wish I could explain, but I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence's insights. Right, Rafa, the Royal Priestess. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright! Shh! Huh? Don't say that out loud. Don't say that so loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right, one of those people going against our queen in the court system. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons, and they're led by a scary guy named Dorke. Wait, is it Dorke? Dorky? They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Durkee. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say, but you're not scared like that Durkee guy. Pardon the intrusion. You. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you. See? Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Writing. You are? I'm the Khura'in's Minister of Justice. The name's Inga Karhul Khura'in. Inga Karkul? Wait, Inga Karkul? Inga Karkul? Inga Karkul Khura'in. I'm trying to get the pun.
I am not getting it right now.
Yeah, but maybe it's Ein. No. Ingakarkul? No, Ingakarkul? Ingakarkul. One of these names. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching the three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, the Minister of Justice, and he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, mini-monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh. Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief, a repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll? Why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A Mook, how can you say that? Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folks all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that Andistan'dhin fella, too. It wasn't the one with the sticky fingers, it's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So he gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say, White. That's a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, yikes, I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm going to call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You'd do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good-nick punk knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy.
It's your buddy. Gotcha.
Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about, such as when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Any time, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls used for training and the place. Yeah. Alright, slow down, Albie. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all of that, we can go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. But would you get out of that place if you really wanted to see Maya?
Yeah.
He
almost had his tongue cut out and his life taken.
Yeah, just send a note to her.
How about that not guilty, Dirk? I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Oh dear.
So they said Dirk.
So it's Dirk.
Dirk. I found out a tidbit of morsel of information that I'm not going to tell you when I was trying to find a pun of his name.
Oh.
So don't Google him because you'll find something out.
About, like, the story?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, okay, so here's something I've learned that Ace Attorney fans say. Never Google any character in any Ace Attorney game unless you finish the game.
Yeah, because you'll probably find something out.
Yeah, because you found something out, and then I don't know if the name I saw was part of this game or part of the offshoots, the Ace Attorney Investigations game with Edgeworth, but there was a name I heard that now I can't flip and forget that was like, oh yeah, you know, the fifth case in Dual Destinies, and you know, and him, it was just like this person, and I'm like, this is a thread about Dual Destinies. Why are you talking about any other game? So, okay, well, one thing, is it a pun?
I can't figure it out.
Okay, well now we're not going to know until the end of the game because we don't want to get any information. So, okay. Well, whenever we get to the magical turnabout. Whenever we get to the I guess the plot point in this game, you can let me know. Okay, well, glad we gave Pain and Understanding what's theirs. And we start the second case now.